Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
Unchain yourself from your bed and head down to the museum. The Darkhold has been reported missing, and you're pretty sure you just forgot who Spider-Man was. Get ready to jump to a different universe, because that's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. I am your guild master and Spider-Man of this universe, Rick Perry.
And I am Guildmaster Baron, not Mordo Kane.
And joining us again is a returning guild member. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Ray, not Bucky Silvertongue, and I'm a drag king out of Lawton, Oklahoma, and a artist here too.
Ooh.
All right, so it's been about a year since we've talked Marvel, and a lot of stuff has come out. What has been your favorite recent Marvel property?
I'm gonna be honest that it's gonna be the new Spider-Man movie.
It's not a bad answer.
Like
we were all like they tried to bait and switch us. Like we all knew that Toby and Andrew were gonna be in it. And like, no, we're totally not in that movie. No. And then, of course they were. I'd love to say that I was surprised, but I wasn't. I still loved it. Don't get me wrong.
I think that because they were so hard at protesting, whenever anyone would bring it up, it was like very obvious. It also though, it would have been so disappointing if they just hadn't.
I will say one thing I was surprised by is I expected it to be like small roles or cameos or like them showing up just for the climax, but they were in the majority of the third act of that movie. They were in it way more than I thought they were going to be, and they got to kind of flex and be themselves and kind of show the difference between the Spider-Men.
Yeah. Well, and I felt like it was actually really pleasant to get to see them interact, because I expected if we would get to see them interact, it would be like all jokes, but there was some like genuine character connection, like them trying to learn from each other, and I thought that was really good.
Also, I think growth for Marvel Spider-Man is the fact that we actually got to see Peter struggle as Peter in this movie, which is something that I don't think we've gotten in the MCU yet.
Oh yeah, I would say that this movie definitely showed a lot of Peter growth.
Yeah, and in general, the conflict actually focused around Spider-Man. It wasn't just Spider-Man fighting another one of Iron Man's villains this time.
Literally, though. Yeah. Not to say that like the previous Spider-Man movies weren't fun as hell, because they were. But I did like I don't know, it felt a lot more genuine, like threat wise. It was very understandable, like, yeah, he can't just call for help on this one. I get that. And sometimes with a lot of the more recent Marvel stuff, I've felt that to some degree, like, because everything's so interconnected. It's like, okay, so why aren't you guys calling the other people for assistance if this is so bad? Like but like last time previously, like they would have little things that was like, oh, all of this stuff was happening simultaneously in such a way that like it makes sense. You can't go help this person because you have your own Sharknado to battle or whatever.
Are we only restricting it to movies?
No, absolutely
no.
TV shows and stuff like that. I mean, like if they had a YouTube channel, I'd be including
How about this? I will do and I just realized that I think the last Marvel one we did was just as Black Widow was coming out, or I think
it was
we covered
before it came out.
Yeah, because I talked about the fact that one of the things we talked about was the fact that it was like my first time seeing a movie in theaters since the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh,
yeah. I bet that wasn't disappointing at all.
It wasn't, and it only wasn't because I hadn't been in the movies forever, so I just enjoyed being there, for one. And two, I did a double feature. In the same day, I saw Black Widow and A Quiet Place 2.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So I will say that in true Casters Guild fashion, I will choose my favorite movie and my favorite television series. Also, I feel like choosing Spider-Man is cheating because he is my favorite Marvel hero.
Okay.
So I will say Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was my favorite movie.
Oh, yeah.
I think that also it was one of the ones that it's probably the only one, not counting Spider-Man No Way Home, though in some ways it also did this. Shang-Chi is like the only Marvel movie that didn't leave me with a sense of disappointment in one way or another.
Interesting. Okay.
I can say the same, but I think it's mostly because I had zero expectation. You can't be disappointed if you aren't expecting.
Yes.
That's a thing. I think that may have been why, because I really liked Eternals, and I think that may have been some of it, was I really, like, because I heard so little about Eternals when it came out, like, I could not actually viably identify exactly when that movie came out, because, like, nobody was talking about it.
I'm going to piss off a lot of purists and say, hey,
Oh, God.
I've seen the Eternals comics. They did pretty good. They did better. They did better than the comics, because
Yeah.
bless Jack Kirby, fucking hated the Eternals comics. Hated them. It didn't even
Yeah.
make sense. I mean, like, as someone, like, I'm someone who, like, loved the Thor stuff, who loved the Hercules stuff, and they all have, like, their own cosmology, and then it's like, and I don't know if the Eternals came first, but I read them after, so that's all that matters to me. So, so they come out, and they're like,
Very eye
oh,
of the
this is Festus, this is Thena. It's like, they all have names of things that exist in the MCU already. Why? What's happening?
Yeah.
Gilgamesh is literally another person in the MCU. He's roommates with Hercules. What's going on? Well, he wasn't roommates with Hercules at the time, but they became roommates anyway. And they were roommates. Hey! I think they may have fooled around. I don't know. Anyways, so
Probably.
Why not?
I mean, yeah, right.
Olive oil?
I went immediately. What was that scene? It was Ladies Man, where Will Ferrell was trying to tell everybody to bring baby oil, and they were like, "You're really gonna want it." So now I need to see a young Will Ferrell get bulked up and play Hercules. Anyways.
Okay. Good luck.
We'll get started on that time machine right away, so we can
Thank you.
young Will Ferrell.
That's right. It has to be young Will Ferrell. So yeah, I think Shang-Chi, again, like you said, it didn't leave a lot of expectations. I mean, I read a lot of the old Iron Man stuff, so I was familiar with the Mandarin. And let me tell you, they did way better with this guy. Like,
Yeah.
First off, he got a name. That's cool. And I like what they did with the rings. Because, like, you know, in the comics, they just fit on his fingers. And if, you know, you really think about it, it's like, how does that even... Why? It's like, they're parts from a spaceship. How did you do that? So, and the fact that they all had different powers was just confusing. It was dumb. It's like, just give him these rings, make him like a cool kung fu weapon. We're good to go, because, you know, they are fashioned after the rings that, you know, the practitioners would wear on their arms, and which, you know, reminds me, Kung Fu Hustle's getting a sequel. Anyways. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and hopefully we get to see Fing Fang Foom in the next one, if we get a next one.
Yes.
And I think making the rings fit on his arms kind of sets us up for Fing Fang Foom, because that means they would fit on his fingers.
I think I even said that on Twitter at some point. Like, I think that one of the dragons is going to come and put the rings on their fingers.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Eternals all the way up until I didn't. And I just wish I hadn't watched it all together. I wish it hadn't existed. That's when Captain Date Rape showed up in the post-credits.
Okay. Oh my god. Literally. Okay.
And I was like, we don't need this character in the MCU. There is nothing you can do to make this character better for the MCU.
I literally... Sorry, go ahead.
They retconned him in the comics.
As in, like, not existing, or...
No, he was being mind controlled the whole time to do these things. Oh.
Cool. Yeah, I was being mind controlled into being date rapey all the time.
This feels similar to when they decided to do the weird Nazi Steve Rogers, and then everybody got really mad, and then they were like, "Never mind, that never happened," and we were all still really mad that they had the audacity to even suggest it. This feels similar to that.
Yeah.
Where I still feel like I can't forgive the character for whatever reason.
He's just not necessary. He's not necessary.
I got so mad. I actually first of all, I said out loud what in such a manner as my voice cracked like I was a 14-year-old boy. I stood up. I went abruptly from sitting on the ground to being fully upright. I was what?
I will say this. It's not going to make this movie better, but it will make something better.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they used him in that post-credit scene only means, and I'm going to stand by this, that they couldn't get Adam Warlock for it.
Right.
So,
because I did expect it to be Adam Warlock.
Well, especially with fucking Pip the Troll. As soon as Pip the Troll came out, I'm like, oh, it's got to be Adam Warlock. It's going to be Adam Warlock. It's so Harry Styles. Who the fuck are you?
So initially when he walked out, I was like, who the fuck is this douche?
What would happen for them not to be able to do Adam Warlock?
James Gunn is using him.
Okay.
James Gunn has plans for him. And has always had plans for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Since we saw that teaser in
Guardians 2. Yeah. Was it the first one or the second one?
Second.
One of them.
Yeah, definitely the second one.
Okay.
But still, I mean, they could have done fucking anything. And
well, you know what it was is they wanted the brother of Thanos.
Why? He's not worth it.
You are perfectly set up. You have X-Men now. You have Fantastic Four now. Start ramping up to Galactus. Fuck Star Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he's all about, actually.
No.
Not well. I mean, no. I'm just
correct, saying. But bad.
You're out of line.
I'm just like, hey.
He's right, but he's out of line.
You stop right now.
No. Oh, there's a perfectly good line in Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's out of line, but he's right.
Yeah. Oh god, I fucking love Falcon and Winter Soldier though.
You know what? It's funny is I don't really go for the MCU movies like that, like the gritty kind of feel that they go for the military kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that was enjoyable. And the stuff that they mixed into it, it's like, that's... Ooh, you made this interesting. Oh, man. It's like the whole Isaiah Bradley thing, I wish they would have explored that a little more.
Yeah, me too.
I would have loved to have seen him pick up the shield, but when he gave his reasoning, I'm like, okay, that's...
Yeah.
You know what? All right. Perfect. Okay. But your grandson's going to do it. I was excited to see him.
Man.
Every young Avenger that pops up in these things, I get excited to see.
Same.
And we almost have a full fucking team now.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm so ready for Young Avengers to just be the thing.
Yeah. And I'll say my favorite show is WandaVision. Boom. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Fucking so good. So I don't know. I might get accused of it.
Hold on. Before we go on, WandaVision is also one of my favorites because it gave me the desire to see a spin-off show.
Okay.
Dr. Darcy and Agent Wu.
Yeah.
Right?
I just need more Darcy in my life, man.
I need Agent Wu to be Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really upset if we don't see Darcy in Love and Thunder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I really hope that they didn't put her all in WandaVision because they're like, well, we're not going to put you in Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that would be sad.
It doesn't even have to be a big role, honestly. She just need her presence.
I mean, Darcy was never a big role, I don't think.
No, but whenever she was on camera, she ate up that scene.
That's probably why they didn't
That's
give
fair.
her that much camera time, unfortunately.
No. Oh, she needs to go to the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so
Yeah.
awesome.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know.
I literally don't care where you put Darcy. Just give me more Darcy.
I feel like we don't need another member of the Guardians who spends their entire time ripping on Star-Lord.
I could also say that
That's
in
fair.
many different ways.
Yeah.
Many
And?
And then, whoo!
So, back to the question at hand.
What's the question?
Your favorite MCU properties?
Oh,
So, I might be accused of just picking the new ones, but this is 100% honesty. I think Multiverse of Madness might be my new favorite MCU movie, period.
are you just picking that because it's a new one?
No. I'm picking it because I was a great big Evil Dead fan, and if you're into that kind of cheese, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
It is wholeheartedly a Sam Raimi movie.
Can I tell you how I succeeded as a father?
Yes.
So I'm watching it with the Spawn, right?
Mhm.
And every Sam Raimi shot, like, you know, his cinematography, every time she saw one of his shots, she pointed it out.
Nice.
She's like, "Oh, that's a Sam Raimi shot." I was like, "What? All the things you could be pointing out in this movie, you're pointing out the camera shots."
Yes,
That's good.
fantastic.
So I killed her.
Is it-
Left her in the theater.
Is it lots of Dutch angles?
Oh, so many.
The spinning zoom in and like the it's. Oh yeah,
I mean, they're not like Dutch angles that just kind of stay there like Thor 1.
Yeah.
But they
no.
they definitely move, and her bitch
Yeah.
ass crawling out of the mirror. Oh man, that was fucking crazy. It's great.
intentionally not up to date CGI.
It,
It's up to date, but like it also they left.
It felt uncanny valley, but in a purposeful way.
Mhm. Well, they made it look almost claymation.
Ooh.
Yeah, which again,
Yeah.
something that she pointed out. I was so fucking proud, so proud.
Just proud dad.
And she hadn't even seen the Evil Dead movies. She
What?
went home. She went home that night. She went back to her mom's house that night. Watched every single Evil Dead movie.
So what was she
Crazy.
recognizing the Raimi camera style from?
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, okay.
I love how everybody's like, all right.
Acceptable. This has been deemed acceptable by the guild.
And for show, I've been waiting for this show since the MCU has been a thing. Moon Knight.
Yeah.
The thing about that show is there was zero surprises. There was nothing in that show that I was not expecting, nothing that I was expecting that wasn't there, and it was all in the best way.
And boy,
Exactly what I wanted, and they just gave it to me.
and boy, howdy, did they tickle my monster fucker bone. Boy, howdy. Wowzers. Wowzers.
I'm dead.
But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I do know that I don't want to say struggling to understand. Because I understood the show, I understood the plot, but I was also working to understand how this show fit into the real condition that is DID.
Yeah.
You know, because I wanted to kind of, I didn't want them to be disrespectful about it because it is a real thing.
Yeah.
And I do know that there were some people that kind of got upset because they said that it was like they said that they called it a superpower. And that's not what they said. There was a scene where they're in the underworld and both of them are both of the alters that we are familiar with were talking to each other, and he looked at him and said, "You are my superpower."
Yeah.
And it's like, and people were like, "Oh, they're saying DID is a superpower." I was like, no. I tell
Was
my
it
kid
Steven
that
or
she's
Mark talking?
Mark was talking.
Okay.
This is when Mark finally accepted Steven as part of
Him.
Into what happened to create Steven.
That was fucking rough.
Yeah, no, I've been warned.
Which is what I think another thing that really gives a lot of I don't know what it lets me know they handled it well. I think it's another thing where they let you know this came from trauma. This was not like just some fun little quirk that he has. Like, this came from trauma, and this is why it exists, at least for him. And it's just another reason they handle it well, in my opinion.
Another thing that I've seen people talking about online is we get to meet Jake Lockley in the end. And there are people that are like, well, instead of a New York cabbie, Jake Lockley is now like a Spanish-speaking blah blah blah. And I'm like, can we, or instead of a New York cabbie, yes, instead of a New York cabbie, he's a Spanish. He's like, first off, there's plenty of Spanish-speaking people in New York. He can still be a New Yorker. Second off, just because he's driving a limousine right now doesn't mean he's not a cabbie.
Yeah,
it's like y'all are just jumping to some fucking conclusions right now.
There are some very interesting sociological draws that we can get from this very short interaction.
Not to mention that that's not like his normal limo. I mean, the license said Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's obviously Khonshu's limo. By the way, I want his fucking shoes. His shoes in that post-credit scene, fucking beautiful. They're like sandals. They kind of look like sandals, but they're all closed. It's all closed off. So that the feet are completely closed into the shoe, but it looks like a wrapped sandal.
Huh.
So turned on.
By footwear. No.
But yeah, I think I mean, like I said, I don't really have a psych degree, nor do I have personal experience. Like, I don't have DID, so it's like I can't really say, nah, this is respectful. But it definitely inspired me to look more shit up. It definitely inspired me to learn. So it was like, okay, you did something right at least.
Yeah. It gave you questions that you were willing to seek answers to.
Right.
I also think Jake was in that scene in the underworld. There was one sarcophagus that was like shaking and moving that they didn't open.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought that's where we were going to meet him. Like, I thought that they were going to open it, and nope, they didn't.
Yep, I thought so too. But yeah, it was a good show. The fight scenes were good. The only complaint I really had was the suit.
Yeah.
The one with the cape. It really made me feel it had very Green Lantern vibes to it.
Okay.
Because I don't think they had a practical suit. I think the whole thing was just
CG.
The Mr. Knight suit I don't think was CGI, and if it was way better. But the Moon Knight suit seemed to be completely CGI, and you could tell.
I felt like it was both. Like, I felt like they had like a practical suit that didn't have all the elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they would come in and CGI in some of the other elements.
That very well could have been.
But I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I agree or disagree, to be honest. I mean, right now, I like, in my mind, I'm like, that suit looks cool, but like, I'm also kind of wrapped up in how much I like that show right now.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm looking at it through moon-tinted goggles. But, like, who knows? I could go back and look at that thing 6 months from now and be like, you know what? He's right.
Well, 6 months from now, or maybe a year from now, when they release a sequel and the suit looks even better, and you can go back and watch the first season and be like,
And then we'll get to see what Jake's suit looks like, too.
Is there another? I know there's a Moon Knight suit and a Mr. Knight suit. Is there another suit?
I feel like the way they've presented it in the MCU, like, they almost have to do it. I mean, they might not, but
I will say confirmed, the way the MCU is treating DID, each alter is a separate soul.
Right.
Which I thought was interesting. I was wondering how they were going to approach that. But yeah. Of course.
I don't know if I felt like they were a separate soul or that they were different parts of the same soul.
They pulled out two completely different hearts.
But she also said that they weren't complete.
Right. See, and that's probably what it was.
To be complete, like they were different parts of.
Like, okay, all right.
Which I might be reading into it wrong.
No. Actually, that's a good argument. That's. I mean, I'm convinced. It didn't take much to convince me. I'm convinced.
But that was the whole problem, is she was holding them and she was like, these aren't complete. You can't cross because these aren't complete. And so like they had to go back and view each other's memories in order to complete. So I think they had to come together in order to complete the soul. And even then, I think the fact that Jake wasn't there, and I don't think, excuse me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but Taharet? Yeah, Tauret. I don't think she knew about Jake. So she didn't know that they needed Jake in order to complete the soul. And that's why even though they went through all that stuff, it still wasn't complete. And she still wasn't able to let them complete their mission. So I think they needed him too in order to make the complete soul.
Gotcha. Which, by the way, when she was first introduced, am I the only one that had that that song from Madagascar 2 popping in their head?
I like 'em big.
Okay. When Moto comes out of the water?
No, I had the song that he played on Jimmy Fallon in my head.
That who played?
So I haven't seen the Madagascar movies, so this is very interesting, and I have no idea what's going on.
There's a hippo, and like he wants to mate, and he sees Gloria the hippo.
Uh-huh.
And they're all like, "Oh, I think Moto likes you." And then like he comes up out of the water, and they play like a song, and it's "I like 'em big."
Got you.
And Tauret is a hippo.
Mm.
So it was funny in my head.
I feel terrible because I'm blanking on the actor's name who played Boone Knight.
Oh, Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac was on Jimmy Fallon, and he sang a song about hippopotamuses.
Oh, that's cute. That man is a delight.
He is, yeah. And he's like,
Aaron sang a hippopotamus song, and it was super cute. And
that's adorable.
Word.
I'm excited for Black Knight. Can I say that? Is that bad?
So you bring that up, all right?
Yeah.
You know who I was excited to see
Yeah.
in Moon Knight,
Mhm.
and he didn't show up.
Mhm.
You know, the Black Knight.
Yeah.
He works in a museum.
Uh-huh. Yeah. He should have been there.
Should have been there. And the whole Midnight Suns thing should have been there. That's okay. It didn't really go for me, though. Little disappointments, I guess. Yeah, but Midnight Suns is going to be out before season 2 comes out. I think.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm
I
lying.
have no idea what our timeline is right now, to be honest.
that's normally something I look up before the podcast, so we talk about it, and I totally didn't.
It's right here. I got it right here.
Awesome.
I'm sure. Okay. How about this?
We'll let you read down the list of upcoming properties so we can.
I mean, we already said our favorites. Why don't we just do it now?
Hey, why not?
And we were talking about shows, so let's go ahead and talk about shows. So I have, which is funny, and I don't know if I mentioned this. We started this podcast, like you said, like we had said earlier, right around Black Widow, which was the first movie that started out Phase 4.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's perfect. So we had WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki season 1, which was great. What if, which was surprisingly good.
Oh yeah.
Shocked.
I expected it to be good, to be honest.
Oh, you know what's
I was
funny?
very excited for it.
What's funny is I was a What If kid. I loved those comics.
Yeah.
I have a Captain America What If, and it was in 1985 or some shit like that.
Okay.
And the title of it was "What If Captain America Were Revived Today?" And now it's like here we are with Captain America being revived in like fucking
Today.
2012. It's like, huh? What if?
Speaking of what if, I was so excited to see Captain Carter,
Yes.
Illuminati, and
Yes.
Multiverse of Madness. That was fucking awesome. And I'll take John Krasinski as Reed Richards any fucking day of the week.
I don't think we're getting it though.
No, I don't think we are either. But like, amazing casting in my.
He might direct though.
You think so?
Maybe. Dude walked out. John Watts walked out.
Really?
Mhm.
Huh.
So we got that Hawkeye, which I thought was delightful.
Not to me, another confirmation that Daredevil is totally canon because we had Kingpin as our big bad for Hawkeye.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moon Knight, which just finished. Next up is Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel.
Hmm.
Did we want to talk about them as we hit them, or you want to go through the list?
Yeah, let's talk.
Okay.
I honestly don't know a lot about this. Is where my comic book knowledge, my lack of comic book knowledge, kind of fails me here because I don't know a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Khan. I did just recently start playing the Avengers video game that Square Enix put out, which means I'm starting to learn a little bit.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for there to be a character I don't know a whole lot about, and I get to learn about them for the first time. And I don't feel like the MCU is a bad way to learn about a character for the first time.
Yeah.
My niece, for example, Grace, that's not even MCU. She saw Enter the Multiverse, Spider-Man Into the Multiverse with Miles Morales, and like instantly became a Spider-Man fan. Her entire Christmas wish list consisted of Spider-Man comic books.
That's awesome.
Being that Into the Spider-Verse was like her entry point, I got her a Spider-Gwen issue, or Ghost Spider issue #1, a Miles Morales issue #1, and like they weren't just like individual issues; they were like the graphic novels.
Nice.
And then one with Peter Parker that was newer. I want to say it was like Ultimate Spider-Man or something like that. But I got her all three, and I was like, here's your entry point. Pick what you like and go from here.
Perfect.
That's good.
So I feel like if your first exposure to a character is MCU or one of these newer movies, like it's still good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know a ton of people that have gotten into actually like I like came into contact with Marvel prior to the MCU, but I didn't get really into it until like after the first Avengers movie.
Good though.
And like
I mean,
prior to that I was just reading like X-Men stuff.
that's kind of why I think that even if you don't think the movies are as good as the comics, let it happen, because these people are going to watch these movies and then gravitate towards the comics.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
Well,
But
especially when you're getting into the multiverse, I feel like that's the perfect time because it really does like open so many doors.
Yep. I will say that the biggest controversy happening right now with the Miss Marvel
Hmm.
is her powers. And I get it. She is a young girl who is of Pakistani origin. I believe that she is also Muslim, and she is idolizing Captain Marvel, the Carol Danvers one. And
Right.
then, she's idolizing this character, but then when she's an Inhuman too. Her king just sneezed and blew out the back of his head in Multiverse of Madness.
Oh.
So she gets hit with the Terrigen Mist, and she gets stretchy powers,
Right.
which are so far away from Captain Marvel stuff, but that was kind of a growth thing for her. She realized that she had to become her own person. She couldn't keep idolizing this person. She had to be her own person, which is why she had to accept these powers.
Right.
So in Miss Marvel, the show, they are giving her Marvel powers. It's energy.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
Not like flying, not like anything like that, but all the stretchy stuff that she do, it's actually energy projection. And it's like, I don't get it. But someone brought up a good point, that this could just be them setting her up for growth, in that she gets hit with the Terrigen Mists later, and those energy projection powers turn into something else. So
That's interesting.
I'm kind of hoping that that's what like in beginning. I'm kind of hoping that that's. I'm kind of hoping that that's kind of what it turns into. So.
Yeah, I mean I feel like that would definitely be a satisfying way to go about it.
Yep, and I think that's probably the most legitimate gripes that people have about the movie. That's not talking about the sweaty neckbeards that are afraid of girl power. So next up after that is She-Hulk, which I'm
very excited for She-Hulk.
Is She-Hulk been casted yet?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's pull that up. She-Hulk. See, Jessica Gao is hired as head writer. Tatiana Maslany is Jennifer Walters.
Nice.
I believe that I can't remember her name, but she was from The Good Place. Not Kristen Bell. Fuck. I can't remember her name. Anyways, I'll look it up because I want to put some respect on her name because she's hilarious. But she got cast as Titania?
Titania.
Jamila Jamil. Tahani Al-Jamil? Oh, she
Oh,
played Tahani Al-Jamil.
Yeah. Yeah, she played Tahani.
How the hell she have the same... I hate it when they do that in shows where they give someone like the same first name or the same last name.
Yeah. I feel that way about Adam Driver from The Girls, because his character's name was Adam, and I found that very confusing for some reason. I didn't like it. I was like, you can't do that. Be a different person.
Stop. That whole Nick Cage movie's gonna fuck you up, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be riggedy wrecked.
Nick Cage is playing some guy named Nick Cage. Wait. And then after She-Hulk, and I believe this is this year,
Oh, really?
we're getting an untitled Halloween special.
Hold on, wait just a second. Before we move too far past She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
I am excited for a court scene where we see She-Hulk and Daredevil. Like,
yes.
I am in for full-on legal drama. Like, if it is like straight up, it's not even like a superhero show. They just go straight up like Suits or some other show, like where it's just like 100% legal proceedings. I'm on board for it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm in it for all of the fourth wall breaking as well. In case you didn't know, She-Hulk breaks the fourth wall all the time.
Yeah, like all the time.
All the time. I've actually got She-Hulk #1.
Do you?
Yeah.
I was obsessed with She-Hulk when I was like 8. She was my favorite. I thought she was... I'm pretty sure I had a crush on her.
I mean, why not? She's...
I thought it was neat that she was both like really intelligent and could like punch somebody through a wall. I just appreciated the both of those things.
Yeah. Indeed.
Quite.
Quite. Grand.
I appreciate a woman who can bench press me while she tells me it's not an intelligent idea to do so.
Yeah.
Okay. So after She-Hulk, we have Untitled Halloween Special. I want everybody to know that I'm pulling this straight off of Wikipedia, so I'm not sure of the viability of these things. The stuff that I've already said, definitely viable. Yeah. Untitled Halloween Special, I looked it up, and they're saying that that's supposed to be a Werewolf by Night one-shot. We'll see.
I guess. Is it gonna be like...
There's
is it gonna
no
be something
details.
on Disney Plus?
Disney Plus, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty much everything I'm reading off is going to go straight to Disney Plus.
Got you, okay.
Much like the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Because that's...
I've been talking about that one for a while, though. That's...
Yeah.
They are...
When it comes to the Halloween special, I don't care what it is. If it happens, if they let Sam Raimi direct that one too, I am...
Ooh, that would be nice. Yeah.
It's just Marvel Zombies.
Again.
More.
I don't want it. I don't want it anymore.
Okay with it if Raimi did it.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, fine.
They're just Deadites. Like, they're still just Deadites. They're Deadites regardless.
I mean, that's canon.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, pulling a lot of inspiration from the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be stupid as fuck.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to be great.
They're going to go back, visit Groot's family, except they can't because he's the only one anymore.
No.
Or very sad in this room suddenly.
Yeah. Oh no. Next after that, something I'm super excited for, Secret Invasion. That's where we find out all the people we've come to know and love are actually Skrulls.
Yeah.
Evil Skrulls, not the good Skrulls.
I'm curious if, because I feel like there could be, I feel like once we get to like evil Skrulls, that will maybe make it where we can get Young Avengers.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I feel
because
like
that's where
I feel like scrolls are gonna be the catalyst for that, so that we can. Because I
we,
mean, we've had
well, we
scroll
have to get
contact, but
Teddy.
yeah,
I also feel like they better do Secret Invasion. They better be really careful with how they handle it as far as who's a scroll and who's not a scroll.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah, this guy's totally been a scroll the whole time, and it's like, then why did that doesn't make any sense? Like, I feel like there are certain things that like if they were like, oh yeah, Hawkeye's been a scroll this whole time.
I think I think I think how they explained it in the comics was that they were all sleeper agents, like Bucky was. It just took one thing to wake them up, and they're like, "Oh wait, we're scrolls." Like Jarvis. Jarvis was a scroll the whole time.
whole time.
The whole time. They trusted him with their children.
I guess, but they just
No,
they just better do it right. Is all I'm.
no, they did trust him with their children.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's not what the I guess was. Okay.
No, I'm saying I guess that like if they're just sleeper agents, then like Hawkeye could be a scroll, but like they just better do it right.
Yes. No. I agree. Next up is Ironheart, which I'm confused that that's coming out before Armor Wars, but that's fine. It's just dubious looks. Do we not know who Ironheart is,
Well,
or are we?
I do know who Ironheart is. I'm
Mhm.
confused at the timeline.
Yeah, this is. I can also almost guarantee you that they're going to shove her into the Young Avengers as well. We're probably
Yeah.
not going to get an Iron Lad. We're going to get an Ironheart,
Yeah.
which is I wish we
That's
could have both, but that's great,
It's fine.
I think they have to do Ironheart first because somebody's got to be there to make the armor. Like they have to have, like Tony's not there to make all the armor. Somebody's got to make it.
For Armor Wars. I think Armor Wars is happening because one, it all that armor already exists.
Yeah.
Two, other places have gotten that armor and reverse engineered it. So there's going to be like a big fight with armor people. And Ironmonger comes back from the dead and crawls out of his grave because they buried him in his Ironmonger suit, I think, in my world. Because why not? Now he's a dead.
Deadites
I'm
are
thinking
really scary in Marvel context for the comics, at least.
the what?
The Deadites are like really scary in Marvel context in
yeah.
the comics, at least. Like
Definitely.
Nightcrawler's not allowed to be a Deadite. That's terrifying.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? No.
The Marvel Now zombies, or was it? Yeah, I think it was still Marvel Now. They're like the catalyst for the plot was that zombie Nightcrawler got his tail looped around her, and then his tail got cut off, but he could still control it, and so he poofed her away from safety.
Jesus
Christ. Makes sense though, especially if he's a Deadite. So
Yeah, it was terrifying.
we don't really know a lot about Ironheart yet, obviously, or Secret Invasion. We're not trying to skip past any of these things. I know that in December 2020, they were saying Dominique Thorne was attached to it, reprising her role from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
And Ryan Coogler is co-developing it, with Sam Bailey and Angela Barnes directing episodes. Okay. So yeah, that's the rundown. Not, like I said, not a lot of plot. Armor Wars is after that. I wasn't a huge fan of the comics version of Armor Wars, but anything that puts Don Cheadle back into the MCU, I'm fucking here for. So
Right.
But yeah, so basically, James Rhodes must confront one of Tony Stark's greatest fears when Stark's tech falls into the wrong hands.
That's literally every movie. That's
Yeah.
everyone.
Every single one of them. All of them.
They're just like, it's his worst fear, and it happens every 3 weeks.
Yep.
them passwords, bud.
Or get a better fear, jeez.
Yeah, something like death or
He's allowed to be afraid of that.
not anymore.
It's fine.
He's just in the afterlife screaming. What's wrong with him? He's afraid of death. But yeah, she pops up behind him every once in a while, scares the shit out of him.
constantly on edge.
That's why Thanos couldn't fall in love with her, because she was off scaring people, apparently. No, he wasn't dead yet.
The whole time.
Right. And then after that, they have Untitled Wakanda series.
Untitled Wakanda series, my favorite.
May 2021. Man. What is her name? Denai Guerrera? Man, I am sorry, Denai. Anyways, she's reprising her role as Okoye.
Okay.
There we go.
Which, again, perfect. Okoye is awesome.
She's super badass.
But nothing really, a lot of information on that. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's probably going to go through...
Sorry, go for it.
No, I was just going to say, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to come out, and there's probably going to be so many rewrites to that show that they don't even know what's going on yet.
Yeah, it's possible. It's probable, honestly, at this juncture. I appreciate the fact that we're still trying to compare the MCU stuff to what we knew in the comics, despite the fact that all of the big stuff that they've pulled the names for, they've done so drastically different.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still trying.
Well,
we're still trying really hard.
I feel like using comic knowledge isn't a bad way to go. I mean, like, obviously they do make changes and it is different, but
it gives us
tent poles are there.
It gives us clues and hints as to what could happen.
Yeah. But there are definitely like illusions. But...
Yes. Like, don't be one of those.
Somebody's running a Marvel tabletop and they're using the comics as their tent poles, but like the players are making different choices and they're just kind of running with it.
Yeah.
So like, don't be one of those guys that is getting excited about Civil War, but they're like, they can't do it without this character. Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. I mean, look at them. They did it with 10 people. They did a whole Civil War in one day.
A whole Civil War.
A whole Civil War in one day with 10 people. And at an airport.
You
can't tell me you didn't get excited to see Giant Man.
Wow.
Right? Again, he doesn't really do those anymore. Again, a lot of Peter growth. So
that's
we got Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness just came out. Then next up is we skipped to movies. I don't know. Did we get that transition? We skipped to movies now because that's all I got on TV shows. So, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Fuck yeah.
So psyched.
Let me tell you why I'm not sometimes.
Okay.
Please do.
I saw a leak of one of the toys. And I think Gorg the God Butcher looks fucking stupid. First off,
I mean, it might not be doing them justice.
First off, he has a nose.
Yes. So write that down.
We all know the Turtles taught us that having noses is bad. Okay? So that's bad that he has a nose.
Fuck.
That's it. That's my only gripe.
Okay, cool.
No, wait. I do have one other one. I'm right. You fine? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
We're good.
Second off, I'm pretty sure they're going to kill off the entire Greek pantheon. And boy, howdy, let me tell you how my panties are up in a bunch right now. I mean, all up, twisted in my butt crack. It's not great. I don't like it. And I hope Hercules gets out alive.
Yeah, no way they won't keep a few favorites.
Yeah, they've got to keep a couple people.
Well, and I will also say that not the MCU, but the comics, we're going back to the comics, has a way of the gods dying, going to the void, and then waking up or something like that, and being reborn.
They just come back sometimes.
It's a thing they do. Nah.
Yeah, it got better.
Yeah.
Literally that, like...
Zeus came back as a kid. It was weird.
This happens, like, so often. Loki did it.
Yeah. But past that, oh man, I'm fucking hyped for this. Hyped. I'm really excited to see it.
Thor in general is the one that we know the least of what to expect because it's the one that has gone furthest away, which is fantastic.
And good.
I love what they've done with up until Multiverse of Madness. Ragnarok was my favorite MCU movie.
Yeah.
So I'm ready. I mean, like, I do hope they don't just yada yada how Jane got Mjolnir. Like, I'd like to know.
I don't think they can.
I would
No.
like to know how it got reassembled and how she got it.
Well, in the trailer, you can see him kind of handling a piece of Mjolnir. So, I mean, you know that there's a bit of a journey for that broken ass hammer. So, we'll see how that goes.
It's time for the hammer's character growth.
Yeah.
Meow meow growth.
Meow meow.
Meow meow. God.
Yeah, I'm excited. It is beautiful too. They're pulling scenes straight out of the comics and just throwing it into that movie. I really
they
hope
look like splash panels.
I really, really hope that they give credit to those artists too, because that scene where they're standing there with the dragon in the back, that's literally right out of the comics. Someone could have just traced over that shit and thrown it in the movie. It's literally straight out of the comics. So, okay. And I'm hyped for this too. I can't believe it's coming out this year. I guess I wasn't expecting it. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
It's got here way too, like, not too soon, but way sooner than I think I was expecting it to.
Yeah.
Am I alone in the not readiness?
No.
Okay. I don't know what to expect going into this, but I know that my poor little heart is going to break at least once.
Yeah, you don't know what to expect, but you know that there's going to be a level of tragedy there. It's
You're gonna need a box of tissues.
at least 2.
Oh my god, that's so perfect. It was the little stumbly, at least 2, and then the straight face afterwards, just like the complete fucking
Dead face.
This is definitely one of our failings as an audience.
I know.
It's fine.
It was complete commitment to that. Just
It was aided by the fact that one of my employees texted me and I was reading the text.
Aided stoic silence.
It's like, what does this man want?
so it wasn't just complete commitment, it was just distraction.
I just have really bad attention issues.
I just watched you float off into a different world and
yeah.
all right.
Thanks for coming along for the ride.
All right, so Black Panther expectations besides heartbreak.
I
was just gonna say that one again.
Nope. Let's move past that.
Shuri is the new Black.
Okay.
She deserves it.
I think it's gonna. Yeah, she does deserve it. Yeah.
I'm expecting a little bit of Namor action.
Yeah, I could see Namor action. Like
maybe Doctor Doom.
I would kill for some Doctor Doom.
So this is what I would do if I was writing this. So you started out and there's a fight. I'm not even going to touch the heartbreak. We get into it and Atlantis is already at war with Wakanda. Already, right? Come to find out, Doctor Doom has been playing both sides because he wants to get in there and get the vibranium.
Fits.
That's it. That's how I do it.
That's good. Yeah. Civil War II, Electric Boogaloo.
I'm gonna say it because we have been like avoiding the heartbreak, but that movie definitely starts with T'Challa's funeral, right?
How fucking dare you? How dare you?
That is like first scene, like literally opening credits T'Challa's funeral.
Yeah, I've already seen set pictures. Sad face. Yeah, heartbreaking.
It's gonna be so rough. I'm gonna need to watch that one in the safety of my home, I think.
And it's not even necessarily losing that character. It's losing this young star that was on the rise even more than he already was. You know, he was like on a trajectory out of space. How big he was getting.
And the best Star-Lord in the MCU.
Oh, he was the best, wasn't he?
Sorry, Chris Pratt.
I'm not.
I'm gonna
Fuck him.
apologize. We're just like, don't do that.
Don't.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, nope. Don't even put that sorry in there. I take it away. Guild decree. We're not sorry.
It's a good one.
Guild decree. We're not sorry, Chris.
That's official. Yeah.
It's official.
We haven't had season 3, so I feel like they carry more weight.
Watch. Now that you've used it on that, you're gonna remember what your original plan was.
Yep. Next movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I mean,
I still haven't seen the second Ant-Man movie.
I mean, it's delight. I mean, Paul Rudd, come on.
I don't know why. It's not been like an intentional, I'm going to avoid this thing. I've just somehow not sat down and watched it.
That's fair.
I enjoy anything with a father-daughter relationship in it, so...
I will say this, on that same vein, the only regret I have with this movie is that little girl isn't going to be in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. They need someone older to be able to throw into called up the Teen Titans, the Young Avengers. They need someone older to throw into the Young Avengers, and she was just too young. And, the blip kind of explained that. But,
yeah.
Oh, she was such a sweetie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really kind of hit that father-daughter relationship, because it's that kind of that age that my daughter was at, and it was like, way to fuck this over for us, buddies. But, well. But, I think that...
This one's where I don't know what to expect.
Oh, I'll tell you what to expect.
I'm listening.
Paul Rudd and his beautiful, unaging face. Also, Kang the Conqueror. Because he's been cast in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh, I was completely unaware.
I thought he bounced after Loki.
You thought he bounced?
Yeah, I thought he was like, I'm done.
No, okay, so you had He That Remains, right? Let's go back to Loki. You have He That Remains, right? He was the only thing keeping his variants away.
No, okay, yeah, I get it now. Yeah.
So,
whole multiverse thing kind of fucks with my whole head. Like, the fact that...
Okay, that's fair.
The fact that characters we know about could just, oh no, this is a different version of them, could just, pop in at any time now.
Yeah. But, especially with that being Kang's thing.
Yeah.
He has, he was the one that started the variant thing. There are many, Iron Lad. Iron Lad is a variant of Kang. You actually get to see one of Kang's variants in Moon Knight.
Do you?
Yep. He's painted on the back of a jean jacket. Pharaoh Rama Tut.
Dead.
Yep. But yeah, so I think, well, especially with the whole Quantumania thing, they have a suspicion that his base is in the quantum realm. So
yeah, that does make sense.
But also, anything to get Jonathan Majors in as many properties as we possibly can, preferably shirtless. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean, why not?
I can't think of a reason why not. Just saying. Also, go watch Lovecraft Country. Good times. Fun. Oh, that was fun too, finding out that they had 2 people from Lovecraft Country in Loki.
Elaborate.
Have you seen Lovecraft Country?
No.
Well, that helps.
I'm sure, but I can't be the only person. We have other listeners,
That's true. So, you have Jonathan Majors. He is the main character in Lovecraft Country. He does show up there at the end of Loki. But also, the head, not the head bitch in charge, but god damn it, what is her name? The lady who was constantly going after Loki, and the one he slapped a collar on, and he messed with the thing. She's in Lovecraft Country too.
Oh.
She's the sister of the love interest.
What?
The look of realization.
Right. No. It was the delayed what too. It was the what.
It was because I had to okay, we've connected the synapses, and then I was like, why did it take me this long to get that?
Yep. It is Unmi Mosaku. Ruby Baptiste is the character's name, I believe.
Ruby Baptiste. Jesus. Damn it.
No, he's not in that show.
Lovecraft Country is one of those that I have to watch
what's
an
that?
episode at a time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's heavy.
It's rough, yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. God damn it, Twitter! Why did you have to be dicks about James Gunn? We could have had this already, and Chris Pratt could have been out of here. I mean, I can't wait.
I think the soundtrack's gonna be bomb as fuck.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I loved all the Guardians of the Galaxy. The first one came out, blew my fucking mind. First off, because I was expecting that shitty ass Guardians of the Galaxy that Marvel Comics gave us, but we got the better one, not the original one. And then the second one came out, and that was a lot of fun. Really unexpected. I thought it was gonna, they were just gonna rest on some laurels and it was gonna suck. But fuck, I can't even remember a single joke that they reused, which is so rare in a fucking sequel.
Yeah.
Usually it's like, oh, that's a reused joke. Oh, that's a reused joke.
It's because when they do sequels, they have a tendency to want to treat it like, oh, we're all just making inside jokes now.
Right.
But yeah, it definitely avoided that. And I didn't go into Guardians 2 expecting to be that, like, emotionally smacked in the fucking face.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like it was not as much of a romp as I expected it to be, but I'm not mad. And I'm curious what the differential is going to be in this next one. Because I did feel like the first Guardians movie was very much just like a romp. It was a lot of hijinks, but the second one was it was like hijinks mixed with some emotional turmoil. And there's a lot of emotional turmoil that they have to pick from now.
Yeah, I think they took the same characters that want the hijinks and the chaos and want to be that character, but then they threw the trauma at them, and they were like, yeah, hijink your way out of that, bitch. Oh, we can't. We have to deal with it. We tried to hijink our way out of this, and it didn't work. Fuck.
And now we're just more sad.
Which I think we're starting out with sad in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, as Gamora is a non-factor at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah. But one could say that Thor Love and Thunder, we're going to get a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.5.
I would anticipate that, yeah.
Get a lot of Guardians in Thor Love and Thunder.
I hope we don't.
I think it's going to be very quickly that they drop him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, and I'm pretty sure that they drop his ass off because they're sick of him. Yeah. So.
Because they brought on, as Drax might put it, like a warrior angel, man. Mm-hmm. Then, like, he decides to be peace, love, and harmony, and, like, try to become one with himself. And they're just like, nah, this is not the guy we signed up to.
We wanted a war guy, not a seed guy. Yeah. Oh, I get it.
It's like, fuck, we're all about hijinks. Go find yourself somewhere else.
He's the weird meditative uncle that lives in the escape pod. It's fine. But
yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if him living in the escape pod is how they get rid of him too. They're just like,
thunk.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works. You can't trust trailers. So but yeah, I'm excited to see that. But with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, again, I saw some behind the scenes shit, and I saw that they had some comic accurate costumes, uniforms even. I'm kind of wondering how they're going to work that in. Like, I don't know if that's going to be like someone had the idea that everybody get matching costumes. Like, I could see them, like, coming up with
a dream.
That's fair, too.
I don't know how else this is going to come up, and it's not enough to be a topic on its own. But Terry Crews got cast to play a member of the Nova Corps in the Disney ride for Guardians of the Galaxy.
What?
He's not going to be in any shows or any movies, but that's going to play a member of the Nova Corps on the ride.
That's dumb.
Like, put him in a movie. They can still cast him in a movie. I feel like that's a waste if they don't.
From what I've told, that's the only thing that he's doing. Maybe he said no. Maybe he's got enough going on. Maybe he was like, yeah, I'll go do this little ride, but like I don't want to be in a whole ass movie. Like, I don't know. But...
There are rumors of Nova showing up in Guardians of the Galaxy. We just don't know which one.
That.
We just don't know.
I mean, The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
So now if you want to experience the full MCU, not only do you have to watch all these movies and shows and all that, but now you have to go...
No.
I am poor.
Can't I just give someone $20 to sneak their phone in there?
You know, if it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like I think like the day that they launched the Star Wars ride that has Hux on it, like I went and found a video that somebody had posted on
I thought you
Twitter.
I thought you said hooks. I'm like, what? Why? Hux. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Weasley. Got it.
I mean, when he says Hux's name, he says Hooks.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I went and found that like immediately. So yeah, it's absolutely going to be very accessible. But it still feels rather audacious of them to be like, and there's canon stuff here that you won't get anywhere else.
Dicks.
Yeah, like just take all my money. You
Right.
assholes. You already own everything that I love. Why not?
You're already going to get... If I ever get a chance to get down there, you're already going to get so much of my money because I'm going to have a huge bar tab at the cantina. I'm going to build the lightsaber. I'm going to build a droid.
Yeah.
You're already getting so much of my fucking money. Just stop.
I want to go to Disney at some point in my life, but I also feel very guilty about wanting to go to Disney at some point in my life, and I can't explain exactly why.
It's that whole feeding a giant evil corporation.
Yeah.
However, you know, when I took the Spawn there, I really didn't think about that shit. You know?
And I think that's how they get you.
It is.
That and the turkey legs. Like, damn.
And the churros, apparently. But...
Anything after Volume 3?
Yes, sir. It's going to be The Marvels.
The Marvels?
It's going to be Carol Danvers, Monica Rambeau, and Kamala Khan.
Okay.
As like a movie?
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
I won't be able to say anything about that until I've gotten to see the Miss Marvel content.
Yes, you know what? You nailed it right on the head. It's kind of like, I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know what's going to happen. I really, you know what I really hope is they do the Marvels, and that's when they explore Kamala Khan's whole, you know, idolization of Carol Danvers, and then maybe she gets hit with the Terrigen Mist, and she's like, oh, I'm a person now. That would be
She
great.
maintains the previous energy powers, but is also now stretchy.
Stretchy energy
punch.
Meanwhile, the bad guy's like, a what?
Too busy being like, I'm sorry, what?
Well, I mean, to be fair, Kamala Khan's stuff, like, she yells "Embiggen" when she grows, so it's like, yeah. You know the bad guy's gotta be like, "Im what?" Oh.
Tiny O.
Oh no.
It was a this may as well happen type of vibe.
Yeah. I don't have anything against it, but can't think of anything for it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this. Am I excited to see Monica Rambeau in a movie? Yes. Why? Because she is my Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
She is the Captain Marvel that I grew up with, the one that I knew. You know, someone tried to talk about Carol Danvers, and I was like, oh, is she taking over for Monica Rambeau? I was like, no, she came before Monica Rambeau. I was like, well, that's bullshit. And they're like, how do you think Rogue got her powers? I'm like, who's Rogue? So, yeah.
Do you think
it's
sort of in the Marvels we'll get some sort of X-Men crossover now?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. That's actually kind of what I was like. So I watched Captain Marvel. It was like, oh, okay, cool. And then when I was thinking of the sequel, I was like, this would be a good point for Rogue to come in and drain her dry. But now that they're doing like the Marvels, it's like, what? How are they gonna, what? So maybe that'd be cool. Now, what'd be cool is if, you know, again, Rogue came in, drained her dry, and like the other two were like, well, who's gonna take up the mantle? And then that's when Monica Rambeau's like, me. However, you know, they want to do it. Right. And then, you know, Miss Marvel's like, yeah, that's fine because I don't want to be Captain Marvel anymore. I'm my own person. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that would be clean.
yeah.
That'd be a really clean way for them to do it.
Seen Xavier literally try to save Wanda from herself.
Try.
We cannot be that far away from X-Men.
Nah.
Yeah, no.
Gotta be close. Speaking of, well, not necessarily speaking of it. After Marvel's,
Kinda.
Fantastic Four.
Definitely. I mean, it'll be exciting for them to finally get a good movie.
Yeah, right. I was like, anything's better than Fan Four Steak. It's...
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I saw all the bad reviews.
I wish I had
the bad ones that Fox came out with before, and I was just like, you know what? No. I know it doesn't seem like it sometimes with some of the things that I talk about on here, but I do have standards. And I just decided, no, I'm not gonna. And like there are times when I've been like scrolling through like some streaming service, and there it's been right there. I could have watched it for free. It would have cost me nothing but my time, and I still went, no.
That time is too high a cost. That time is too high a cost.
Like since the MCU has been a thing, I have been trepidatious about projects in the past. Like there have been movies when I've been like, why are they doing this? Or is this going to be good? How could they? And like I can count on one hand the amount of times I've been disappointed. And so I am pretty much guaranteed this is going to at least be a good movie. And it's about time they got a good movie.
Fair. Also the doorway to what could hopefully be the next cosmic big bad of the MCU, which would be Galactus. Because we already kind of have our... Well, I will say this. They're definitely inflating Kang more than I thought they would. He is definitely like a multiversal fucking threat to the MCU. I think a lot of us were expecting them to do like a Earth-based, ground-based bad guy. And then, you know, a big cosmic baddie. And it's like, okay, all right, so this is what we got. It's going to be Doctor Doom on the Earth, and it's going to be Galactus in the cosmos. And then what we got was the fucking Celestials and Kang and, you know, all these other bad things. And then on the ground, we've got Baron Zemo dancing.
Badly.
Okay, he's a blessing, though. You know, I don't think he's...
I love him so much.
So much.
Kingpin back.
Yes.
We already have Kingpin back.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him for the last time. Like,
well, okay, there's a big difference between a big Earth-based threat and a big New York-based threat.
That's fair. Like, Kingpin's bad, but he's not like that bad.
Right. Right. I could see like fucking Captain America showing up at Kingpin, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here? You are so above my level right now. I'll just go beat up the blind guy. Just let me beat up the blind guy." You know what? That sounds bad now that I said it out loud, but you know, you just kind of got to meet him. You know what? I'm just gonna go back. Okay.
I have to go.
Big. And like I'm taking a huge leap here, but I think we're going to see a big Spider-Man regression. Not that he's by himself. He doesn't have his friends. He doesn't work tech. We
already have seen it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, I think the next Spider-Man movie is going to be a threat like Kingpin, if not Kingpin himself. I mean, obviously they teased Venom, but like I don't know, but I don't think we're going to see as big of a powerful villain as we've gotten in the past. I think it's going to be...
The only reason why I say no is because I'm looking at this from a company standpoint. Yes, we got Benedict Cumberbatch in Spider-Man, but look who his villains were. Yeah. And yes, we got Iron Man in the... He was in the first one. So yes, we got Iron Man in the first one, but who was his bad guy? Vulture.
An Iron Man villain.
Okay, fair. But they were...
When it was an Iron Man villain.
But they were Sony properties.
Yeah.
And the bad guy was a Sony property. It's always going to be Spider-Man versus a Sony property. With special guest star, Marvel hero.
With guest.
Kingpin a Disney property?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
He is. I don't Yeah.
Because he was a Spider-Man villain too for quite a while. I mean,
Yeah.
No, yes, he was,
Sony
but
didn't want him.
but we got to look at this in the real world. So yeah.
I know that I didn't know when Daredevil was a Netflix show. Know who owned that.
Gotcha.
And second of all, when Kingpin showed up in Hawkeye, I didn't know if maybe that was Sony playing nice and it was something that Sony had.
Well, here's
know where we're at when it.
Well, here's the problem: is the Netflix characters, their distribution was owned by Netflix, which is why they couldn't show up in MCU stuff. They were still owned by Marvel, but they couldn't put them out because Marvel thought it'd be a good idea to put out Netflix shows and sign contracts with it. So, Sony, you know what though? If Sony keeps making fucking deuces like Morbius though, I can see them losing a shit ton of money and then finally be like, look, we don't know what we're doing. You just give us $13 billion and we'll give you Spider-Man. And Mickey Mouse is going to be like, oh, here you go. I pulled this one out of my junk.
I think last time, I think last Marvel episode, we discussed the fact that I was cautiously interested in Morbius. Can I go back on that?
You may indeed go back on that.
Like, really hard. You know what I think?
No, it's Sony. Of course it's not streaming. God.
I don't think so.
Watch that streaming is if I go on my PlayStation and buy it.
I acquired it by illicit means. I was so unwilling to give them money about it.
Oh, yeah. When Morbius comes out, I will be sailing the bay to watch that piece of shit. And I will also be sailing the bay to watch the new Fantastic Beasts. Because, fuck J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, no, I'm in that boat.
But watch Morbius for free because we don't want you to feel bad. Watch Fantastic Beasts for free because fuck J.K. Rowling. Right.
Because that woman can choke on grapes.
I mean, with that chin, probably.
Where's the lie? I'm so happy to mock that woman.
Oh, yeah,
endlessly.
All day.
So do we have anything after Fantastic Four?
Nope. Nothing Wikipedia official.
Even if we did though, let's be honest, we're getting into this stretch where we're like, we have no idea what's going on until we see all of these other things.
Yep. So, and I will
we're just that's a cool title.
And I will say, in the year 2022, we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. All of those movies coming out in 2022, which is mind-blowing. And then, then we have Moon Knight. Miss Marvel doesn't have a date on Wikipedia, but we know that it's coming out in a month. And then She-Hulk, I believe, is coming out later on this year. But then you're looking at the Untitled Halloween special, which I'm assuming because of its placement, it comes out this Halloween. And then the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday special, which I believe they filmed around the same time that they filmed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which has finished shooting.
So overall, how many things do we have left to come out in 2022 then?
We have Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And then we have Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Untitled Halloween special, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday special. I'm assuming Secret Invasion isn't until 2023.
Assumptions, that's fine. So we effectively have 7 months and we're going to get 6 more things. It's going to be a busy year.
Mickey is just stuffing us full.
Keep it coming.
I didn't like that. No, it got worse.
At least I was subtle about it.
Look, Disney Plus does have me hooked because, also, I don't know where else I'm going to get to talk about this, but, now that Moon Knight's over and I can't watch that every week, there's a new show on Disney Plus that I'm actually kind of excited about. And they took a bunch of teenagers and put them in a castle, and they were like, you're LARPing now. But, it's Disney-level production. They don't tell the kids what they're going to be doing. It's reality from their end. But all of the NPCs are scripted, and all the events are scripted. And, it's like a competition reality LARP show. And,
why do I have to watch this now?
Yeah, I need to go watch that.
Yeah.
It's already on Disney Plus. I don't know if it's just episode 1 or the whole series, but like it's there.
Oh, also, if you could just say that thing about the Mouse Daddy again, that'd be great. It provides a lot of Peter growth.
I don't even remember what I said. Keep it coming, Mouse Daddy. I think it's
Spider-Man just grew 2 inches, graduating college as we speak.
How's that monster fucker bone going?
Mickey Mouse is a bit of a monster, isn't he?
yeah.
Only in the moral sense.
I don't know. If I saw a 3-foot tall mouse coming at me, regardless what I'd be like, that's a monster.
You're just gonna stand there watching it like run at you full speed, and you're like, "That's terrifying. I hate this."
Are we saying that Mickey Mouse is a kaiju?
Holy shit!
He's only 3 feet tall.
Matter.
He's
okay. I know you weren't this episode.
Compare him to a mouse.
Look.
Yeah.
We already determined that Big Bird is a kaiju.
Oh, okay. I forgot him.
Big Bird is a kaiju because of relative size.
Right. Okay.
In Pacific Rim, the little mites that were coming were kaiju because in relative size, it doesn't matter if they're only this big. Mites are normally only this big, so like.
How much are you hating this right now, Ray?
You know, I'm having a time.
Might just be a kaiju.
But Goofy is not.
No, definitely not. No.
I'm still not 100% sure what he is. He's either a dog or a cow. Either way.
Yeah, he's a dog. He's been established as a dog. Yeah.
Is he though?
Which is why I'm so uncomfortable with Pluto.
Yeah, that's just enslaving the mentally challenged. I think Donald is like on the line. I don't know if Donald will be a kaiju or not. Like he's bigger than a duck, but like he's just a really big duck. Like I don't know if he's so much bigger to say.
He's just such a big duck.
He's just a really big duck.
Now I'm like contemplating. Oh, I hate this. This is awful. What evils have you wrought?
I will say Donald may be considered a kaiju, but I think the size difference may be a little. He's probably closer to like a mutant, I guess.
Like I think he's on like the line. Like
I feel like because like Howard the Duck isn't a kaiju, so Donald isn't a kaiju.
Okay.
No, I mean like if I think it's the same conversation.
Well, okay, no, but Howard is much smaller than Donald.
Is he?
Yeah. You see, look at his appearance in Endgame.
Hang on.
Look at his appearance in Endgame. You look that up. I'm going to use the restroom.
Okay, which one are you Googling, Ray?
I was gonna Google Howard the Duck.
Okay, I will Google Donald.
This has gone so off the rails.
Donald Duck is 3 feet tall. Exactly 3 feet tall.
Howard the Duck is also exactly 3 feet tall. They're the same size.
So whether or not one is a kaiju is the exact same.
Okay, but so what is the increase that has to be taking place? Because
You see, that's the discussion right there. Like so the bar is Big Bird is a kaiju.
Okay.
Right, and Big Bird is a canary.
Okay.
How big is a canary versus how big is Big Bird? So like, I don't think either Donald or Howard are kaiju. I just think they're really big ducks.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Because
First off,
Big Bird's like 6'5", right?
Whatever you found out.
Yes.
I've seen how big Donald is.
Okay.
He was standing next to me, and he was at least that much taller than me.
Don't count.
I don't see. Where's the rules? I don't see those rules.
God, do I really have to waste another?
Okay.
Kaiju rules?
Yes.
I was gonna interrupt, but I'm not going to now.
My kaiju arc? Like this is Guildmaster Rick's kaiju arc?
Yes. We need art. We need art of you wearing like a little like dinosaur hat.
It ends with me eventually becoming a kaiju.
I know a person that could draw that.
I was like, I know that we should get this drawn. Yeah. Put that bitch on a t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
a guild decree when determining if a character is a kaiju, you must use the character's canon height, not their costume.
It does feel like you're trying to use the height of a cosplayer to represent a canon.
It's not a cosplayer. It was an official representation of a character in Disneyland.
Uh-huh. But
It's
like,
not a cosplayer.
okay, but the issue,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
I'm the frustration and consternation. Woo!
Canonically, both Donald Duck and Howard the Duck are exactly 3 feet tall.
Okay, they're both Disney characters, so I guess that is okay.
Them are kaiju. I don't think.
they're just really big ducks. I looked it up, and so they look like Peking ducks to me. I've made that decision.
Okay.
And the American Peking duck is typically between 20 and 30 inches tall.
Yeah, so that's almost 3 feet right there.
That's almost 3 feet already. So they're actually kind of normal-sized ducks, I guess, if you're going just height-wise.
If the biggest one is normally 30 inches and they're like 36, I mean, they are still really big ducks.
They're giant ducks.
They're still really big. They aren't normal. They're still really big, but they're definitely.
I think we're just corkscrewing here. What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
How did the Marvel episode become this?
I mean, I tried to pull in Howard the Duck. I did it again.
Which, the next time you find yourself Donald Duck in it, why not do it in an awesome T-shirt from T-Villain? Check out our link in the description below. And T-shirt every day for just $13. It's an awesome way to support the guild.
I think we just lost the affiliation.
Are you kidding me? They would love that shit.
Oh man,
They would get to hear all my promos. They'd love my shit.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just realizing that like we're nearing the end, and I still hadn't thrown one in there. I was like, "Fuck, I need to."
Oh,
Sure. Yeah. Was that hard to take in?
that was a lot. It was. We're doing great. Having a good time.
How many more Howard the Duck cameos do you think we'll get before the end of the year?
At least before the end of the year. At least one.
I think it's gonna be in the holiday special.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe two
It's just
though.
gonna be him.
You know what?
drunk
No.
as shit on eggnog with a
calling-
lopsided Santa hat.
Two.
Yeah.
We're gonna get one in Thor: Love and Thunder, and we're gonna get one in
Okay.
the holiday special.
Okay, yeah.
I still think, and I think that Marvel really slept on this. I think that, rest his weird ass soul, Stan Lee's replacement for Cameo Master should have been Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just put him in different things, even if it's just like 1980s cartoon in the background. You got to pick him out of a crowd, kind of thing. You just put him in there.
Playing I Spy with Howard the Duck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Show up. Yeah. I mean, that's viably in character. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I think that would be great, and I think that they really slept on that. I actually think it was kind of weird that Spider-Man No Way Home put in a Stan Lee look-alike for... Yes, and I will say that I got this information from New Rockstars. I watched one of their breakdowns, and they got a hold of a script. And in the very, very end, when Mary Jane is talking to one of the customers in...
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the diner, that dude
Right.
that's sitting back there is listed as a Stan Lee lookalike.
Weird.
I didn't catch that.
I didn't.
Well, I
either.
mean, it's no, he doesn't. He doesn't. I mean, no offense to that guy, but you know, it's good that you look like your own person. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird. It was kind of creepy. But I think the way that they explained it again at New Rockstars, you know what? Actually, go watch them. Also, since we're talking about the MCU, I got something that you guys need to check out. You guys listening at home, you need to go and check out @Mastertainment on Twitter. This man breaks down Marvel stuff like it's crazy. He came out with something called the Marvel Trigger Theory, where essentially he breaks down the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and explains how it works. And it's just his theory, but like all the powers, the colors that go into it, the colors are actually based on the Infinity colors. So like, Wanda's chaos magic, it's red. It's
Right.
reality bending. It's a reality stone. A lot of this gold energy that's going out there, it's based off of the soul singularity, the soul stone. And he breaks it down wonderfully. And also, and I think I brought this up in the last one, people call him Nerdstradamus because he fucking calls it. He called Oscar Isaac being Moon Knight. It's crazy. Yeah. Go check him out. But don't know where I was going with that, but definitely go check him out. But yeah, they said something that I was going to say here, but I forgot what it was, and I totally agree.
All right, Baron, you want to throw a bow on this one?
You sure you want me to?
Absolutely. I can't think of anyone I'd rather have throw a bow on my productions.
Indeed. You tried. That's what matters. So, I think, Jesus Christ. Did we even talk about anything? I feel like...
A ton of shit.
I mean, I know we just talked about the shows that we watched, the shows that we didn't get to watch.
We did a podcast about Marvel.
And that's why you should tune in next time. There's no way we're going to stop making these. There's no way.
We can go ahead and tease it a little bit. Next time is one of our first collaborations.
Oh, yeah.
Assuming that everything goes through, we'll be joining with Operation Silver Screen, the podcast, to talk about some neat stuff.
True. It's true. Did I have to read something for that? No. Did I have to watch something for that?
The Cornetto trilogy.
What's that?
Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead.
Wasn't the Hound in that? That's all I know. Sorry.
Yarp.
What was the other one?
It's
It's the alien one.
The End.
At World's End.
At World's End. That's what it was.
At World's End.
Boy, howdy did I get drunk on that one. Anyways, so there's really not much I can say to this. We had tons of material, and we're just gonna keep getting more and more material. It's going to be everything we can do to keep from turning into a D&D and Marvel podcast, because we could just easily turn this into a D&D Marvel podcast, and halfway in between, we're just going to switch over to a Marvel TTRPG, and we're just going to end it right there. We're just going to play Marvel TTRPG. We're going to phase rip it, and it's going to be great. Don't hold us to that, because we're not going to do it.
That was not a binding agreement.
No. No, in fact, I think we have so much stuff coming out. I may even try to talk Guildmaster Rick into doing a mid-season MCU podcast just to fucking catch up, and we don't have... It was easy. You know what? This is a hell of a bow that I'm putting on this, but it was easy to do this during the pandemic because shit wasn't coming out. Now shit is coming out. I'm overwhelmed, and
time to watch it,
and less time to watch it. So tune in next time for when we go over the next part of the MCU stuff, and go check out our collaboration, because that's going to be fun.
Thanks for tuning in, Ray. If people like what you had to say and they want to find you anywhere on the internet, where can they do that?
You can find me on Facebook, Freddy Dreadful. Alternatively, you can find me on the Twitters, and it is... What is that? That is Desolate Tongue on Twitter.
And do it.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Find us on all the socials. And just an update on our featured charity. My niece, Faith, finally got her surgery. It is successful. She is in recovery. There are a couple complications with the recovery, but they're nothing huge. She does still need help, so if you've got it, go ahead and click that charity link. Even if you don't have the money to donate, still click that charity link. It does still help just to give it traffic. And she wrote her whole story, and like it's her entire story from growing up from childhood till now. And it's an inspiring story nonetheless. So like it's a good read. So go check it out. So if you've been following that, everything is great. We're just trying to get recovery, and it's awesome that she got a donor. But yes, check us out on all the socials. Check the links in the description down below. and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay.